In this video, we're going to look at some past paper exam problems which show you a kind of typical way in which identities and equations are assessed in exams. Let's have a look. All right, so have a look at this question here. Use sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is identical to 1 to show that cosec squared theta minus cot squared theta is 1. Okay, hence or otherwise prove that statement and then solve that equation. So this is a very typical way for this sort of thing to be assessed. There'll be maybe a show that or a kind of a proof, and then we're going to use that proof to solve an equation. So let's begin with this one. So using that, okay, so I'm allowed to start with sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is 1. Now, I know that to get to my sort of cosec and cot version of the Pythagorean identity, I just divide through by sine squared theta. So that gives me 1 plus cos squared theta over sine squared theta. And I'm just going to really spell this out because it's a show that. So I wouldn't want to lose any marks by not showing enough working. So that's 1 plus cot squared theta is cosec squared theta, and then finally I can just subtract cot squared theta from both sides to get that 1 is cosec squared theta minus cot squared theta. Don't worry that we've got it on the right hand side rather than the left, that doesn't matter at all. Okay, then we've got hence. So hence or otherwise, not such a big fan of the otherwise in these questions. If there's a hence, it means you want to be using the stuff you've done above. So hence or otherwise, hence, prove that cosec to the 4 theta minus cot to the 4 theta equals, or is identical to cosec squared theta plus cot squared theta. Well, look, this is the difference of two squares here. This is like we looked at in a previous video, because that is cosec. Actually, let's lay this out properly. Left-hand side is cosec to the 4 theta minus cot to the 4 theta. So it's the difference of two squares because cosec to the 4 theta is cosec squared theta squared minus, and what we've got here is cot squared theta squared. So that's the same as cosec squared theta plus cot squared theta times cosec squared theta minus cot squared theta. But we know, and here's our hence bit, that cosec squared theta minus cot squared theta is 1. So this bit is just 1, so all we're left with is cosec squared theta plus cot squared theta. And we're done. That is the right-hand side, and we've proved it. Okay, we're going to need a bit more room now for part C. Okay, so we've proved this result, and now it says solve this equation. Now, almost always, if you get an exam question where you had to prove something and then it's asking you to solve something, you're going to be wanting to use the result you've just proved. So they are related because, look, we've just proved something about cosec to the 4 theta minus cot to the 4 theta, and that's what we've got here. So to begin this, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace this left-hand side with the thing that we proved it's the same as. So cot to the 4 theta minus, cosec to the 4 theta minus cot to the 4 theta just is cosec squared theta plus cot squared theta. And so I can just solve when is that equal to 2 minus cot theta. And now we've got a simpler equation to solve. My job, remember, is to try to get all of these in the same trig function. Well, I've got a cot here and a cot squared here, and I can turn cosec squared into cot squared using our formula, which is that 1 plus cot squared theta is the same as cosec squared theta. So instead of cosec squared theta, I'll have 1 plus cot squared theta plus another cot squared theta, and let's get everything over onto one side, so minus 2 and plus cot theta equals 0. Neatened up, what have we got? Well, I've got 2 cot squared theta, 2 cot squared theta plus cot theta, and then 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Okay, here's a quadratic in cot, and I'll just write this out as 2c squared plus c minus 1 equals 0. Solve this quadratic however you like. Quadratic formula, calculator, factorising. I'm going to factorise it. So that's 2c minus 1 and c plus 1 equals 0. So that means that c is a half or c is minus 1. Well, remember it's cot, isn't it? So if what are we in? Theta equals a half, it means that you don't have a cot button on your calculator, but you do have tan. It means that the reciprocal tan theta equals 2. And if cot theta equals minus 1, then the reciprocal tan theta is 1 over minus 1, which is minus 1. So here, I'm just going to use the calculator. Are we in degrees or radians? We're in degrees, and we have this very tight range of 90 to 180. So I'm going to do inverse tan of 2, and it's giving me this answer, 63.4. So that's not in the range, but if I add 180, which I can do with tan, I get 243, which is also not in the range. So actually we've got no solutions in the range here, so I can even write that. No solutions in range. But tan theta equals 1, I get theta equals, well, inverse tan of minus 1 is minus 45. That's not in the range, but if I add 180, I get 135. Well, that's not in the range, so my final answer is theta equals 135 degrees. That is the only answer that we get in the range 90 to 180. Okay, here's another question. Prove that cos x over 1 plus sin x plus 1 plus sin x over cos x is identical to 2 sec x. Okay, so this is actually something we have proved in a previous video. We're going to run through it again. And by the way, this stuff over here can look a little bit intimidating. It's just saying, don't worry, x is not an odd multiple of pi over 2. Meaning, it's not pi over 2 or 3 pi over 2 or 5 pi over 2 or 127 pi over 2. And the reason for that is that if that was the case, cos x would be 0 and we'd be divided by 0. So it's just saying, don't stress about that. All right, so let's do this proof. So part 1, I'm going to start on the left-hand side, which is cos x over 1 plus sin x plus 1 plus sin x over cos x. And I want a common denominator here. So my common denominator is cos x 1 plus sin x. And on the numerator, I multiply top and bottom by cos x, so that gives me cos squared x. And I multiply top and bottom here by 1 plus sin x, so I get 1 plus sin x all squared. Expanding that numerator, I get cos x 1 plus sin x on the denominator, and then I've got cos squared x plus 1 plus 2 sin x plus sin squared x, and I'll continue that over here. So neatened up, I've got cos squared x plus sin squared x is 1, plus that 1 is just 2. And so I've got 2 plus 2 sin x over cos x 1 plus sin x. Now, maybe you spot it and maybe you don't, but the top factorises. To help along with that, I know I'm aiming for 2 sec x, which is just 2 over cos x. So I'm happy with my cos x on the denominator, but I'm kind of hoping that something cancels with this. So that can kind of be the thing that prompts you to think, oh, okay, I wonder if factorising the top will help with that. And yes, it does, because look, we get 1 plus sin x on the numerator, and that's the bit that's going to cancel with the 1 plus sin x on the denominator. That leaves me simply with 2 over, cos x, 2 over cos x, and that is 2 sec x, and that is the right hand side. So there's the proof. Okay, part 2 of the question, hence find between 0 and pi, and 2 pi, we're in radians, all the solutions of all of that stuff equals 4. Okay, let's give ourselves some more room. All right, so we're simply going to use this result that we've proved up here. So all of this stuff over here just is the same as 2 sec x. So solving this can just be solving 2 sec x equals 4. Easy as that. Since we proved that all of this stuff just is 2 sec x, that's what I need to solve. Dividing through by 2, I get sec x equals 2. That means that cos x is the reciprocal of 2, which is a half. And in radians, that means that x is pi over 3. And then to find your secondary solution for cos, you need to do 2 pi minus your previous answer. I know I've done this a lot now, but it's worth going through it many, many times. The graph for cos between 0 and 2 pi looks like this. So what has our calculator done, or our brain, if we just knew this answer, in solving that? It says, when is cos x equal to a half? And it's looked across and said, here, pi over 3. And we need to keep going and say, well, I want my next one here, which is just 2 pi minus my previous answer. So 2 pi minus pi over 3, and that is 5 pi over 3. All right, so that's both of these in the range. Well, yeah, they're both between 0 and 2 pi, so those are the solutions to that equation. All right, hope that's been a useful look at exam-style problems that involve a proof and an equation to solve. I'll see you in the next video.